Hey friend, hope you're having a wonderful start to your day. Today is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday morning to you. I hope that your day is going well. Today is our 52 weeks. We are in week 42. That means we only have 10 left. So there is only a few scraggling people through here. Scraggling, you're not a scraggling person. Stragglers, like we're still pushing. I should say perseveres. That's a good thing. We are persevering and getting it done. That's the beautiful thing, is you are pushing through on your home. And then you know what? This video will still be here, and I bet you people kind of keep watching them over the years. For those that want to keep continuing through, this series was set to do our entire home, going through it in a year, to weed it out, clean it out, deep clean it out, to organize it a little bit, just to make it so you can breathe. Because that's a good thing, to breathe, because we can declutter in a day. We can declutter in a week. I can do it in a few days. I can do it in one day if I had. Yeah, that'd take a long time, but could do it. But it was to spread it out for a whole year so that you get everything covered in your home. So last week we went through and did like the fire alarms and all the filters and things. Did you get those done? I hope you did. This week we're going to do things that we didn't really do before, and it's going to be all about cleaning the little home decor things that we didn't do. And that's things that we don't usually wash on a regular basis, like your pictures. How many times do you ever wipe the frame on your picture? Like probably never, right? Like I don't ever wipe that off. You got to be careful with pictures because you don't want to get them wet, obviously. So get yourself a dusting cloth and wipe out. Maybe your frame, you can use a damp cloth as long as you don't get it on the photo part. But dust it, even like a little feather duster, and just kind of wipe over it to get all the dust and grime off of your photos. I know I have a lot of different little wall hangings. And what about your plants? Do you dust your plants? Why not? I don't know if it's too cold. If it's too cold in your place, maybe you can do it in your bathtub. My mom would take her plants and put them in the bathtub, and she'd kind of just give them a little squirt. Just a little squirt, like a little rain, so that the tops can get dusted. And maybe people go by and dust those, and I don't know. Check your plant, because I'm zero on the plant person. Please chime in if you are a plant person. That is not me. If you're not supposed to do that, say don't. Like just give a little sprinkle just to hose them off, because I know I've got my plant over here. It is still doing good. The peace lily, it is not dead. Thank you, Jesus. It's growing still good. I have that one, and I have my Christmas cactus. It's still over there. It's still growing. It's not dead. So my mama would be proud, because she used to bring me, every time she'd visit, she'd bring me a cut up. She has a huge cactus. It's still there. It's still there. It's huge. I mean, gigantic. Like the biggest Christmas cactus ever. And she would always snip off a piece and take it to me. She's like, you don't even have to watch it. It'll just grow. And I'm like, it would die. It would die every time. And I'm like, what? This one I've just left alone. I haven't touched it, which I think you're not supposed to do. When I think about watering it, I do. And that's it. And I'm like, wow, it's actually growing well. So I'm hopeful that it's going to stay good. So that one is good. And Miss Barbara, she has good faith in me. And I'm like, you have more faith than I do. And so she got me, I think it's a peace lily, and it's still doing well. So every time I walk by there, I'm like, okay, it's still alive. We put it outside one time and it wilted down real quick. So I was like, I don't think you like the outside world here in Florida. Maybe when it's cooler like right now, but I don't want to kill it. It's doing very well inside, right where it's at. I think we're going to leave it there. So you're going to go through and refresh those. You're going to refresh your house plants. Maybe you've got a fake tree in your house. Anybody else have those? I would too. I'd like a ficus tree or olive tree. Hose her off. Take it outside, hose it off to get all the dust off it and the dirt. You know, because dust, it does accumulate. Dust gets on everything. So those and all your little frames. Maybe we did our windowsill. I'm thinking we did our windowsills, but all our little artwork and decor around the home. So I think you can do this. It's a good thing. You're going to do that, and that's another week done. And for our healthy routines this month, we're focusing on expanding our horizons. Last week it was about watching a documentary, learning about something that you didn't really think the other side to. It's always a good thing. So now what I want you to do this week is plan a weekend adventure. It doesn't have to be anything fancy at all, but just plan to go somewhere different. Like we try to, in Florida here, it's pretty toasty for the summer, so we don't do a lot of too much traveling besides like the beach in the summer, because it's just hot. So it's like you don't want to be outside except in water. So now that the weather is dropping, we are trying to plan every weekend. Let's go do something. Let's go hiking. Let's go try this preserve. Let's go try. We did it in the mountains too. We pretty much found every area that we could go to get out in nature for. I remember talking to the locals, and they wouldn't even know, like Lake Jocassee, beautifulest place on earth, I think. I mean, the ocean I think's got it. I don't know. It's the ocean definitely got to beat the ocean, but it's probably the second beautifulest place on earth, because it's got the lake, clear, you can see through it, lake with the mountain view. Oh, so good. But the ocean, I don't know, that's just something special about that. The lake is getting dirtier as they're doing more like man-made development around it. So that's the only reason I don't put it as number one. But we would find those places, and people local that we talked to, they'd be like, I don't even know about this place. I'm like, how could you not? It's literally 1 hour. There was like a natural rainforest that was close to what you would find in the closest that you would find, like going like to the Amazon. And it was like an hour from where we lived. And so people just didn't even know about that. I'm like, how can people not know about that? So when we move to an area, we always like to find the little treasures. Yeah, you can find everything that everybody goes to, all the name brand places and the expensive places. But when you got kids and money and food and life you got to pay for, you always try to find the free things. So we always try to look for all the places and see what kind of good there is there. And sometimes we're failures. We go and we're like, that wasn't that good, or whatever. But you find those one and you're like, wow, this is a great little place, and like, yeah, this is a really nice little spot. So learning those ways. So you're going to plan an adventure. Find a park, find something in your area that you've never been to that you can go to. My dad, he's not much of a get out of the house kind of person, doesn't really like getting out too much, but they've been doing, when we lived in Michigan, we would do, on the weekends, we would drive around. I remember Greg and I, we would just drive. We'd go get lost in the back roads of wherever we were at. I don't even know where we were at, and just drive around, just drive on the country roads. That's just what you did. That's what we did. And those were like the favorite times, just driving around. We do it here too. We just kind of get lost, and it's always like in the city, it's, so much city, but it's nice getting out in the country and you just get lost. You're like, wow, where are we even at? And you discover things. And so I know even my dad they were driving a little bit on the weekend. I said, Dad, you guys should do that every weekend. You shall make a point to let's go drive to a new area, a new place, or a new thing. And it's just someplace local, but it's just seeing what the towns look like. And he's like, well, I haven't been out here since, whatever year. And he's like, it's really changed a lot. And so just seeing those different areas, it's just a good thing to get out and explore it. And you'd be surprised at the things you find. We have discovered so many wonderful things over the years just by getting in the car and driving. We're like, oh wow, where did this water come from? Or wow, look at that waterfall. Or wow, where did this, we're just discovering things because you're out just driving and looking. Sometimes you get so distracted on focusing on the one thing that you forget there's a whole lot of beauty out there as well. So you're gonna plan a little fun weekend getaway. Not even getaway, just outing, not a getaway, an outing. Park, Google preserves, Google natural things. Look, there's gotta be something in your area that you may have never been to before, just to experience as something new. So it expands your horizons, gets you outside of your comfort zone, just to get out in nature and find something fun to do. And for our emotional well-being, this month we're focusing on reflecting on God's faithfulness. And so last week we talked about doing the blessings jar. I actually wrote that down. We're going to be doing that for November in our home. I'm going to put it on the table with a bunch of different colored papers and a little pencil, and then have the kids and myself and Greg write down little things we're thankful for to put in the jar. And then on Thanksgiving, we can read those. I thought that would be a nice way to be reminded of God's goodness throughout the month. So this week, I want you to do something. I want you to share your testimony. Do you have a testimony to share about how God had saved you? And that's a good thing too. It's even with people that are your closest friends. Sometimes you don't even get to know their testimony. I love hearing the stories of how God changed people's lives and how people have done things. And it's just made me go, oh, do I know the testimony of every single one of my kids? Do I know the testimony of the people around me and everything in their life that they've shared? And so that's a good thing to do. I know when I got saved, I at church got baptized, and then you share your testimony. That's how we did it at the church I was at. And I remember writing out, I was so excited to find the Lord, and I just wrote this big giant thing out of my testimony of how God saved me. And I remember still having to cut things out because I was so excited for this new chapter in my life, and didn't care about anybody around me, didn't care if I sounded foolish, didn't care if I sounded anything. I was just excited to have this new relationship and this new hope. I probably was the crazy on fire young mama with these old people at a Bible study. I remember going and then questioning everything and then answering this. They'd read the Bible and I just wouldn't even understand it. I'd be like, what? And I'd question, but they were so patient and so calming with helping me through things. But I think, okay, I want that wonderful expectation. And it comes from sharing your testimony and hearing how the Lord has saved them. I know on my channel here I've shared many years ago my testimony of how God has changed my life and saved me, thank goodness, from my ways. And so I'm very thankful for that, because without it, because I would not be where I'm at. I know I wouldn't be where I'm at. I would not have the kids that I have. I would not. And then seeing them in their life where they're at, I even talked to them and I'm like, you guys don't even know anything beyond growing up in a Christian home. Like, you don't know. Like, when the questioner asked things about kids and why they do things, I said, it's a different ballgame when you have those, just don't have that belief in the Lord. I says, not that they're bad, it's just a different way of looking at things. And so I said, I'm very thankful that my kids get to experience that. My older ones, I didn't get saved for a little bit, so they went through, you know, half knowing, half not, and just the in-between part of it. And so, but my younger ones, that's all they've ever known. And so I think, okay, so didn't get it perfect in the family, but thank God for God's grace and for God to redeem it. And I think their kids, how great, that's all they're going to know. And then their kids, that's all they're going to know. And it's like that generation of sin. Doesn't mean that, you know, you have to have everything figured out perfectly. I mess up all the time and do not have the perfect know it all. Mess up, have to go, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Didn't do that right. But then, you know what? That next generation, hopefully they'll figure out a little bit better. And then the next generation, hopefully they'll figure out even better. And then by then, you've had a whole generation just because you as the parent decided to take that step to follow God. What a legacy that can lead. It might not lead it right in your current family. You might have a lot of hurt. You might have a lot of problems still that sometimes relationships can't be repaired because of the hurt. Not that God can't do anything, but if you think it's not pointless, you got to think, what is it going to look like future generations? I think of Abraham and what God promised him. He didn't get to see the final result of everything, even though God showed him that. Like, God, I know, has promised me things. God's promised you things. He promises a lot of things, but it's the end goal, because he has a better view of what it's going to look like in the end. And so for your own life, that's the best thing I can tell anybody. That's the greatest thing I ever did. And the regret I have in life is that I didn't come to know the Lord earlier. I wish I would have. I wish I would have learned it way in the beginning. Would have saved a whole lot of problems in my life. But I know that it molds me for the person I am today. And I can prevent a lot of things and share that with my kids to help prevent them in their life. And so sharing your testimony. So if you want, comment your testimony below. I would love to hear the story of how the Lord has changed your life and when you decided to do that. So, all right. This is 52 weeks, 42 weeks. We have done it. Yes, you guys are amazing and wonderful. So you have a beautiful rest of your day. Keep going on. We only got 10 more weeks. All right, I'll see ya. Bye.